We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung kính Đại Đức Tặng Thịnh, vì thứ Pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, tình duyên diệu phạm luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát từ ly khổ đạp lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Thổ Su Chế Đô Ye Ở Lại Hồi Đi San Miao Son Pu Tô Xế. Nam mô Tạc Đạc Hà Tô Già Đà Già Là Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai qian万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Huay Nang, Great Master YongHua, and all good monks and nuns, and all good new advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨六祖师父上人，各位出家人，各位善知識弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Lục Tổ, Hòa Thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và các vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 15th of July 2023. We are here in Way Mountain Temple to continue discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra. We are on chapter 6, Repentance and Reform, slide number 9. Thank you all for coming. Okay, first of all, I'd like to make a comment. I'd like to share with you a learning experience today. When I was a novice, I was a newly ordained monk. I traveled to Taiwan and I came to many temples and heard many stories about the famous masters. I remember this famous monk here, quite well known. He has a big temple. I believe he's Thai or something. And he came to Taiwan to propagate the Dharma. So he was respected, so they built a big temple for him. This is what Taiwanese do. They have this tradition, very good tradition, of building big temples for virtuous and famous monks. Okay? And this is how in their culture, they believe in creating blessings for themselves, their family, and the country. It's beautiful, beautiful tradition. Now you understand why Taiwan is doing very well economically, even though it's a tiny, tiny island. Okay? So anyway, they're even smaller than South Korea. Think about it. Okay? And so I heard of this monk here. So when I heard that he's from Thailand or Sri Lanka or something. So he's Hinayana. So, but what piqued my interest was that they said his monk has this habit. So I asked him, what does he teach them? What do you teach you? What does he teach you? He says, well, he lives very pure life, and the temple is in the mountains, so people, his monks and nuns did nothing but cultivate. Okay, and I said, what kind of cultivation? I said, I'm not sure, but it's every single ceremony. If it begins at 4, at least he's there at least 5 minutes early. He never failed to be there early. And he would sit, and I said, what does he do then? Does he sit in a chair waiting for people to come? No, he would stand in his spot right there and patiently waited for everyone else to come. I said, seriously? What's the big deal? Because when I was a monk at my master's temple, if the ceremony begins at 5, at 4, I come at 3:59. It's efficiency, American style. We're not going to waste time. Are you kidding? Standing there 5 minutes? It's such a waste of time. Of my time, I mean. So I was totally unimpressed. And I was so stupid, And now, today, I came here 5 minutes early. I waited, and it's past time, people are still not ready. And I said, wow, beautiful lesson. Even if I were to show up 5 minutes early, people are still not impressed. See that? I'm trying to tell you. Boys and girls, I know I'm very lenient with you, okay? But I hope you become more professional. Be proud of what we stand for. We have very high standards. You're making people wait. A lot of people waiting for us. They tune in at a certain time. They come to learn the Dharma at a certain time. You have to be ready for them. Why is that? It's very fundamental to the spiritual practice. It's called respect. You don't respect others, forget it. Don't bother cultivating. Okay? You won't get very far. And that's a lesson I learned from Master YongHua's temples. I was guilty of that, not being respectful enough of others. Okay, so I hope you will improve, become more professional. We call it America professional. Okay, don't make others wait. Here, for example, Way Mountain Temple. After this, the lecture, usually the rebirth transfer is very, very fast. I'm impressed. Within 2 minutes, they're ready. Whereas at the other branches, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 15. Are you ready? Which page again? Where are my classes? It's so unprofessional. Where I came from, you get tired. But then I don't pay you, so I can't fire you. It's your retort. All these years, you always told me, Master, you don't pay us, you can't fire us. Okay. Any questions or comments? Feed them, clothe them, bring them to Lake Tahoe. They still don't listen to you. Ungrateful disciples, what did I do to deserve you? I mean, you actually are saying, what did we do to deserve you? Okay, everyone, questions or comments? No? Okay, let's jump into today's lecture. Ninth, take yourself across, guard yourself. Only then will your coming here have not been in vain. You have come from afar to this assembly because we have karmic affinities in common.
自度自戒，使得不假到此，即从远来，一会于此，皆共有缘。
Okay. So the master, sixth patriarch, begins teaching about repentance reform. Up to slide number 9 is introduction. Okay, we talked a lot already. He says, if you want to cultivate, okay, these are the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? You need to take yourself across, meaning that you have to do it. You have to save yourself. Don't expect anyone else to save you. Ultimately, it's your responsibility to save yourself. Don't be like ordinary people. They ignore their illnesses. They keep on ignoring it until they can't ignore it anymore. It hurts too much, they can't breathe. Then they go see a doctor and then tell them what? Here, fix it for me. That's not a good way to live, to take care of yourself. So the master says, it's so fundamental, okay? You have to take yourself across. That includes taking care of yourself. I'm really irked by so many of my disciples, both left folk and lay people. When they have a problem, have an ailment, they ignore it. You cannot ignore your illnesses, your problems. Okay? And same thing, don't expect others to solve the problems for you. You only can use others as aids for you, but they will not be good substitute for you. Okay? You have to guard yourself. Also, another issue with ordinary people, even many cultivators, many monks and nuns, they think that they are monk and nun, therefore they practice Chan, they practice Pure Land, they practice Tantras, and that's enough. No. Part of your spiritual journey is you need to learn to guard yourself. On your journey to liberation, to a journey to your end goal, your place of happiness, you have to be constantly guarding yourself. What does guard here involve? It's from a Chinese word. Okay? Here, guard here, know is to be cognizant, to be aware of the boundaries. Okay? How far can you go? Where is it safe for you? Okay? So, guard here means that you're on alert, constantly on the alert. You should be aware. Be aware of what? Beware of the potential dangers to you, the exposure you're having. Here in Rosemead, you Korean visitors like to walk. You have to walk carefully where you go. This is not Korea, right? Even Koreatown here in downtown LA, I'm very careful when I go there. I don't just walk anywhere. Right? Are you ignoring me? Oh, well. Okay, you have to beware of the potential dangers. Don't be a fool. Okay? I know in Korea it's pretty safe, but it's changing gradually. Some areas are no longer that safe. Here in the US, It's crazy here. We have guns, we have lots of people who can go crazy on you. Okay? Even in your schools, in your children's schools, you can go crazy. You have to be aware. Beware of the dangers. Well, yeah. You have to be careful. Be careful not to make mistakes. Okay? You have to, jie here also means to let go. Drop it of your attachments. And prohibit yourself, in severe cases, prohibit yourself from doing things that will make you lose control, such as, I, for example, for some reason, am scared of drugs. Many of my family members, my siblings, brothers, they use drugs. Okay? I've always been scared of it. I didn't realize it's from the blessings. You have blessings, you stop yourself from getting into bad situations. Does it make sense to you? You need to teach your children, okay, to learn to stop themselves from doing things that will lose control, such as drugs, alcohol, and so forth. All right? So that's what the Patriarch says. Start first by you. You have to take care of yourself and guard yourself. Questions and comments? Only then will your coming here would have not been in vain. What happened to wood? Usually it should be a wood, right? What happened to my English dictionaries, the specialists? Only then, will your coming here here have not been in vain. Okay? Usually you say, only then would your coming here. Only then your coming here would have not been in vain. Okay, never mind. It's just my English. And so he says that what is he trying to tell you or tell us? All of us, not just these monks who showed up at his temple. It's us as well. You come here to learn the Dharma. And what kind of Dharma are you learning? Fundamentally, you have to commit to save yourself. You have to end your suffering. Only you can do it. No one else can do it for you. Don't count on someone else to do it for you. If you're suffering, you have to learn to fix it yourself. Don't expect others. Don't count on others' generosity and kindness and compassion. Okay? You have to take care of yourself. If you learn that, then your trip here would have not been in vain, meaning your time listening to this would have not in vain. And number 2, guard yourself. 2 very fundamental things. Save yourself, and in order to save yourself, you have to guard yourself. So far, so good. And next he says, you've come from afar to this assembly because you have a karmic affinities together. Okay? What does it mean? What he's referring to is the fact that back then, in that tradition of Chinese Buddhism, Chinese Mahayana, because of the great teacher's reputation, a lot of monks and nuns and lay people would travel from very far to come and see him. And that's the great traditions that the Chinese established. Okay, back then it's very difficult for them to travel long distances. And you know that China is so huge, and the road was not convenient. They haven't built the freeways and their high-speed rails yet, or they didn't have airplanes yet. So in order to go to study, they have to walk. Okay, so brave the weather, brave the hardship, brave the roads, lack of roads, and so forth. Even climb mountains, cross rivers, and so forth. Okay, so typically a lot of people. The sixth patriarch had at the time he had about like 3,000 people staying together at his temple, 1,000 of which were sanghas. Okay, so they all usually came from very far. Okay, and he said the reason you came here is because we have karmic affinities in common, meaning that we cultivated before. Master Shenhua likes to say that. He says, you're here again with me is because we cultivated before. And last week, when I was in Gold Forest, we were eating lunch with one of our cultivators there. And we talk about this monk, a disciple of Master Shenhua, who's been up north, and he's been cultivating with him for like 2-3 decades, maybe 3 or 4. And I remember him because I used to go to his place, and he told me some stories about Master Shenhua. Master Shenhua says, you and I have been cultivating before. And to no surprise, this Taiwanese monk here really believed in Master Shenhua. He dropped his business in Taiwan. He came to the U.S. on a visit just to have fun. You know, Taiwanese, I don't know if Xin still remembers this. Taiwanese love to what? What? What do Korean men love to do? We have to think. These women have to think. I can't believe it. Soju! And this Taiwanese guy, he was getting drunk constantly. He loved to drink. Okay, and so he got drunk often, and when he came to the U.S., he couldn't get drunk for a long time. And after a while, Master Shenhua says, why don't you stay here? He just came to the U.S. just to follow Master Shenhua for fun, for vacation. And then he liked it. And he stayed. That's how he's been there. And the funny thing is, he's there doing the things he does. Master Shenhua is a great teacher in Mahayana, but this guy practices Hinayana. Meditation, 4 Noble Truths. Anyway, so, and he told me personally, he used to be good friends. I used to come and see him often, regularly at least. And then not anymore. He used to tell me, Master Shenhua, he told me, we been co-cultivators for many, many times. Okay, and so that's what happens. We cultivate it together. Why do I say co-cultivators? Because Master Shenhua, when he teaches us, he's learning as well. Trust me. It's both ways. The teacher learns from the students, and students learn from the teacher. That's Mahayana. It's nothing like you go to universities and the teachers teaches you. No such a thing in Mahayana. We are learning from each other. So every time we have this kind of assembly here, we're learning from each other. We all are speaking Dharma. Of course, your Dharma is kind of funny, but I'm still learning from it. Okay? And of course, and the reason Master Huineng said that you, because basically, I accepted your offerings in the past as well. That's why you're here. I owe you. Therefore, I have to take care of you. Because if I didn't owe you, either I throw you out or you would leave on your own accord. It's like, you guys go home and stay at home for free, right? No rent, free food, because the parents owe you. Yeah, same thing. 11. Now, all of you kneel, and I will first transmit to you the fivefold Dharma body refuge of the self-nature, and then teach the markless repentance and reform.
今可各个胡跪，先为传自性五分法身香，次受无相忏悔。
Okay. 12. Actually, I'm glad the second time you're going through this the second time. The first time I read a few times, this section, I didn't quite understand it. So we, like Master YongHua, we gloss over it because he didn't elaborate on this either. Okay. All of you should kneel. Kneel, here is respect and sincerity. Show your respect and sincerity. Very much like when you do the request of a Dharma, you kneel. Respect and sincerity. That's when you show off your respect and your sincerity, because the teachings will be bestowed accordingly. If you're not respectful enough, you're not sincere enough, you don't get the full teachings. Okay, so all of you, kneel. And I will first transmit to you the fivefold Dharma body refuge of the self-nature. Okay, and teach the markless repentance and reform after. Okay, so what is this fivefold Dharma body? Fivefold Dharma body. Okay, this time around, I had more time, so I looked up the dictionary, Chinese dictionary. Okay, so this is from a Chinese. It says it means 5 kinds of dharmas of merit and virtue. This refers to the 4-stage arhat, or the sage, the sages, and when they, in their practice, they're able to accomplish these 5 kinds of merit and virtue. Okay, what are the 5 kinds? They are fairly desirable for all of us. That's why it's brought up to our attention. What are the 5 kinds of merit and virtue? Number 1, this Dharma body, the first fold, is the first section, first portion is called precepts body. Okay? So the sages, the worthies and sages, they have accomplished the precepts body, where this precept body for the sages, they're free from the violations of morality. Okay, so the body, the mouth, and the mind are free from errors. For example, they don't curse, they don't steal, they don't kill, they don't do it anymore. They see mosquito coming to suck the blood. Do they? No, they don't. Don't nod your head like that. Okay, no. Okay? So they don't create offenses anymore. And you don't create offenses, then you are being meritorious, and virtuous. That's what they do naturally. I'm explaining at a very low level for you. So far, so good? All right. The second fold Dharma body is called Samadhi body. Okay? What is Samadhi body? The sages, with the body they have, looks like yours, looks like ours, but their mind is constantly in Samadhi, unmoving, and free of false thinking. If you're like that, then you are constantly creating merit and virtue every single seconds of your life. Okay. Number 3, third fold Dharma body is called wisdom body. Okay? And this wisdom body here refers to the fact that the mind is always bright and have no shadows, no darkness, and is able to see through things, sees clearly, see things clearly and don't get confused by appearances, by externals. That's why it's called wisdom body. For example, what's wisdom body? What does it do with you, with us? You sit there, listen to the Dharma, you have wisdom body, and you have, what happens? You give rise to no, you're not afflicted at all. Actually, you have more compassion. You say, instead of saying, really? Can't you be more quiet? Actually, instead of that, such thought, you say, poor guy, he must be suffering more than I am. See that? That's wisdom. Your mind gives rise to kindness of compassion, thoughts, such thoughts of joys of life. That's wisdom. All right? 4, the fourth kind of Dharma body is liberation body. Okay? Liberation means that you're free and clear. You're not hindered by anything. Okay? For example, you come to the temple, and if you have the liberation body, you run to someone who bothers you, who annoys you. Okay? And you always want to sit next to you. And I heard of something funny. Someone who was doing fine, and then he sat next to someone, and then all of a sudden his legs started hurting like crazy. So he came to me and asked me, what am I supposed to do? I said, don't sit close. Okay? It's because he doesn't have the liberation body. So he has to avoid sitting too close. But if he had a liberation body, he would not even bother by it. Does it make sense? Any problems here? You see, you still have a lot of work to do. I look at your faces and say, really? So, yeah, you don't have the liberation body yet. You still avoid people. avoid uncomfortable situations. You keep the distances. 6 feet apart. It's like during COVID-19, 6 feet away. Huh? Yeah? It's safer. When during COVID-19 thing here, what did we do at our temple? We never kept anything because we are pretending to have this liberation body. Until we went outside and everyone, what are you doing? You're too close to me. Okay? Anyway, liberation body, that you are not hindered, hindered by anything, by anyone. You're free and at ease. Can you be like that? No. I'm sure for you, there's certain people you avoid seeing, don't you? Aren't there? See, it's just one person. The rest of them are free already. Liberation. Yes, sir. Question? 9.
Master, so that's something, a big reason why I come here, to free my reactive mind when you are around those people, that make you react in that way. Absolutely. Is there something else besides sitting to help cultivate that liberation body so you don't react in that way around things or people or situations?
It's not simply sitting. The fact you hang around, part of the training, you hang around these people. And what happens is that most of these people many of these people have attained a liberation body already. And they don't even know it. Okay? And it rubs off them. It's a beautiful thing. It's very important who you cultivate with. So where you are really makes a difference. Okay? And if you're not there yet, you need to learn to get away. Because you get too afflicted, you'll be overwhelmed by your own afflictions. So you need to go to a place where people will not afflict you as much, so that you have a chance to clear your head. And that's towards attaining this liberation body. And Chan is part of the process as well. If you have Chan skills, it speeds it up tremendously. You don't, it takes a bit longer, but you still get there. A lot of people simply can't sit, okay? But they still can make it. Yes, Mickey. Or is it Minnie? Minnie?
I think it's Mickey.
It's Mickey. Yeah, it's like kind of manly and smile.
It's really hot these days, and people are...
No. Really?
Yeah, people are getting really afflicted a lot more easily.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can... what can we do? What can we do for ourselves to stop getting so afflicted when it's easier to get afflicted these days?
Your family, at home I would turn on the AC.
I haven't had too much of a problem yet, but I've seen...
Do you turn on the AC at home?
No, I don't use it.
You don't?
No.
Why is so frugal? Your parents can afford it.
They're cheap. It's cheap.
They don't turn on the AC? Seriously?
I don't get too hot. But I was driving and I saw 2 different days in a row people.
You see, isn't he like more likable when he doesn't go like this constantly? You notice that? Anyway, I'm the one who's looking at him constantly, so I notice these things. Sorry, I got distracted.
It was 2 different days. There were 2 different days in a row where I saw people driving, and they had road rage. They were screaming at the person in front of them 2 different days in a row. So
women or men?
It was both times. It was the guys screaming at older women.
I see.
For not driving well. But it's I think it's typical for during hot seasons for people to get really upset more easily. Yeah. So is there a way we can handle that better so we don't get as afflicted so easily.
Do you meditate?
Yeah,
How often?
every day,
How long?
between 30 minutes and an hour.
How often? 30 minutes.
Half the time 30 minutes, half the time an hour.
Okay. How come you still do that? It's only here or at home as well?
At home too. Yeah.
At home too?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I'm just
interesting.
quieter. I think I sometimes lean back on a chair though.
More comfortable when you lean back.
Yeah, so it doesn't hurt.
Don't lean back anymore.
Okay.
Fight that when you especially at home, when you have the it happens to all of you, many of you, right? You say home, no one looks at you, right? So it's, I don't know. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay? No. At home, that's when you really want to not lean back. Because when you lean back, what happens? You doze off. So it happened to me this morning. I tried the alarm up, I said, I had to go, I have to teach this morning class. I was around 8:40, and then I lost track. I think and then someone texted me and said, hey, where are you, Master? There's a class here. And I realized that I leaned back, that's why I dozed off. So do what I say, don't do what I do. Okay, so what do we do to calm ourselves down? You help me. I've never had that problem. He loses his temper. What is he supposed to do? Master Xianjie. He's not awake. Okay, never mind. What are you supposed to do? What do you think Chan meditation is? He says, you have a problem, right? You have a problem. What are you supposed to do? You do lose your temper, right, against those people. They drive you up the wall.
I lost my temper like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But that was the first time in a long time.
Okay. So what are you supposed to do?
On the question, I mean, you're observing these other people are getting angry.
Yeah. I think typically I've seen a lot more people get angrier easily during hot seasons.
So you're asking what you should do about those other people, or
No.
What is your reaction to the other people?
Well, that means I probably I'm probably more prone to get afflicted this season. So how do I stop myself?
And his heart, he gets afflicted more easily. That's his point. So how does he prevent that from happening? I told him turn on the AC. He says, no, my parents are cheap. Don't suggest ACs, okay? Next.
You could try sitting an hour every day.
Say an hour every day. It's free as well. Yes, in the back.
Master, I would suggest him to get some boba. It would feel better.
In Altadena, they have really no good bobas like here. Okay, anyone else? What is he supposed to do not to lose his temper? Anyone? Everyone say, such a trivial problem. Why does he have this problem? I don't have it anymore. Yung from Go Forest, what do you do to not lose your temper against especially your family members?
Yeah, Emitofuo, Master. Normally, I don't lose temper, but I don't know because I'm more or less a manic guy. So when I lose temper, I don't remember it.
So he blames on the hermetic ghost. He says it's not really my fault. So you cannot count it's my losing my temper. That's his response.
But normally, I don't lose temper very easily. But still, I can say still here and there, I still lose temper.
Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. I think just so I recognized the afflicting and just repented and do nothing.
Do nothing?
Stop it. Yeah. Even though the morning that I meditate, but I feel very peaceful. But when I go to the company and somebody caught in my driving, I just get angry. But I just this is wrong. Okay, and then stop thinking.
Okay, stop there. Okay. Try the woman way. Anyone else? No? No solution? I don't know. First of all, you recognize it's wrong to get afflicted, yes? When you lose your temper, when you lost your temper, you knew it was wrong. And then what happened? You lost your temper, and then what happened? Did you curse at her or you know? People do this to me all the time when I'm driving.
It was like a week and a half ago. I got mad at my friend. Yeah, I did curse at him. But it's better now. We're okay now.
Okay. And like she says, okay. Number one, you recognize wrong, so repent. Okay, that we erase the retribution. Hopefully, okay. So you realize losing a temper is not a good thing. So it's great. So you say, okay, I repent. Emitofuo, I'm so sorry. Okay, and you blamed yourself. This is your problem. You blame that person. That's why somewhere in your heart, in your mind, it says, I'm justified in getting angry. And therefore, I'm trying to adjust your paradigm. You blame the other person. I'm trying to teach you, you should be blaming yourself for losing a temper. It doesn't matter if someone is wrong. This is very important, folks. If you're a cultivator, please pay attention. You're a cultivator, and you lose your temper, who's wrong? You are wrong. There's no other explanation. Is that clear? That's it. That's all you need to remember. It's not about, this is what refers to number 5, liberation from knowledge and views. This is very important. If you have wisdom, then you have this thing called liberation from knowledge and views. What knowledge? Knowledge you feel is justified. You feel is wrong. Okay? Your prejudices are views. All right? So you know it's wrong. Whatever made you feel it's justifiable for you to lose your temper, to get afflicted, that's called knowledge and views. Isn't that cool? People don't pay attention to this. Worldly people, they're very proud and says, see, I'm smart. I know what's the best way to, what's the proper way to drive on the freeway. And when people violate it, you get afflicted. They say, what's the matter with you? What did you learn how to drive? Anyone? That's called knowledge and views. Whatever we know, whatever we believe in, actually are like shackles. And we cannot get free from them. Am I making sense to you? You're laughing right now. You say, I don't know, Master is making a big deal out of nothing. If they're wrong, they're wrong. Why am I worried about it? If people do something wrong, it's their fault. I'm justified in getting afflicted at them. No, you're not. If you get afflicted, you're at fault. Think of your own children. Okay? If you want to raise children and teach children, can you say they're doing something wrong, therefore it's okay for me to get afflicted? No, it's not. You cannot teach them. You're like that. Is that clear? That's why. I cannot explain to you that, you can't justify it. I can't help you justify because someone else, an adult or an older person, does something wrong. She or should know better. Fine. Okay? But it's still no excuse for you to get afflicted, because when you get afflicted, you are in the wrong. There's no two ways about it. I've been teaching people that. They still don't get it. They still get afflicted. They say, but she's wrong. It doesn't matter. She may be wrong, but if you're afflicted, you're more wrong than her. That's all there is to it. That's all we have to remember. Okay? So, yes, you will continue to get afflicted, but you have to retrain yourself. Free yourself on this knowledge and views and say, it's wrong of me to accuse of others and judge others. That's so wrong of me. Reprogram yourself. That's all you have to do. And turn on the AC. It helps a little bit better. Yes, 8.
From Emily, recite Guan Yin as often as possible so that it becomes so natural that you'll be able to auto-recite when needed.
Yeah, that's what the old abbot would teach you. But it takes a while for that to work. At least it doesn't work for me. For me, it's a lot faster to say, I don't know, I'm wrong. It's wrong of me to yell at you. Wrong of me to insult you because I'm afflicted. I apologize to all of you. I repent. I lost my temper so often. I know it's wrong. Yes, sir. I come back to you. 9.
Master, I never think I'm right when I'm angry. I know that I'm wrong when I'm angry. But even if to add on to my friend's statement, when I notice the rising of my anger, sometimes I feel like I'm the shadow of the person that is angry. When he moves, I move. There's no more control over what I'm doing, even though I know I am wrong and I'm angry, even though I'm aware of it in the moment. I feel I'm just that shadow.
There are two of you, like a Geminis. Are you Gemini, like me? I know when I'm angry, it's not me. Not you, huh? You're not Gemini. Okay, there's no excuse. No excuse for that. Yes, 8.
From Vanessa, Kim said he thinks of Master when he loses his temper.
Oh no, it doesn't help, obviously. Okay, very good. You are able to see there's someone else, not you. Okay. In many cases, like myself personally, when I lose my temper, it's the manic ghost. He says, "He's so wrong." Excuse me. He's so wrong. She's so wrong. They're so wrong. I'm judging them. And that's what happens. Your manic ghost plants these thoughts in your heads, and you act accordingly. That's all. So all you can do is to repent. And like Emily just said, in your case, to know is wrong is not enough. In your particular case, I would recommend that you recite Guan Yin, or you say, Emitofuo, I'm so wrong of me to lose my temper. Guan Yin Bodhisattva, I repent. Please help me. That's what you would do. Okay? You have to do something. You can't say, it's not me and I lose control. That's not good enough. If you lose control, learn to ask for help. Don't sit there and be a punching bag. We're cultivators. We adapt. We have countermeasures. Okay? Each one of us is different. For me, I'm shameless. That's why I need to repent. You want to say something? Say something. Anyone? Does it help? So number 5, liberation from knowledge and views body. Your prejudices, you free from them. For example, now I have a lot of Koreans now. Okay, the temple is basically half of my sanghas are Korean. I'm learning Korean very soon. If one more Korean person becomes a sangha, I swear to God, I will learn Korean. I lied before, so don't hold me to it, okay? But anyway, so I find so funny. Don't make me lose my temper. So in all cultures, not just Korean, but Vietnamese, Japanese, Malaysian, Sri Lankan, so forth, even here in America, I was looking at, for example, at the royal box of the royal box at Wimbledon, where they have this tennis tournament, where the royals, that's for them only, and their guests, not regular people, okay? And so I look at all these people, and you can tell that some of them clearly are noble people. Dukes, duchesses, and so forth. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, you look at them, you can tell right away. How? Because of the looks in their eyes. They look down upon you. Oh yeah, you're a peasant. So right behind the Princess of Wales, okay, there's this old lady, probably some of the wives, some kind of duke or something, or baron or something, and the way that she doesn't move, but the way she looks at others, makes me feel so clear to me that she's some sort of noble person, because she looked down upon others, all others. You peasant, you peasant, she's a peasant, you peasant, you are all peasants. That kind of attitude. Okay? And that is knowledge and views. Even them are suffering from it and they don't even know. They think, hey, I'm better than you. That thought right there is a thought of suffering. I don't like you. You're a peasant. Stay away from me. Don't get too close. You smell. You want to say something? Now? No? Sure? It's time to let go. Let it out. Yes, go first.
Thank you, Master. Regarding the getting mad at people, I can say from my point of view with my children, when they get mad, doing something crazy, then, and even with my patient at work, they would scream and yell at you and throw F-bomb at nurse and doctor. And the way I look at that is, I feel bad for them, that they are not in their right mind, that they say. So with my daughter, she would be really mad at all time, and it just looking at that, and then I say, oh, I'm so sorry that they have to go through things like that. So I get mad at them.
You will become Buddha a lot faster than I will. Some of us are better equipped to cultivate than others. Very good. You see, if you do it often enough, that's what the reaction you're going to have. You say you're free from those attachments. You're peasant. You're lowly. Finally, yes, ma'am. What would you like to say?
Alex asks.
Alex, not you?
Master, the...
See, she does have something if she's trying to get off her chest. Okay, no more joking. All joking aside.
Master, the Chinese text talks about each of the 5 bodies being a part of the Ru-Lai body. How do they relate to our bodies?
When we cultivate, we are in the process of realizing these 5 bodies. Your path of cultivation will end up in creating these 5 bodies for yourself. And many of you have done it already. Okay? All right, very good. Another?
From Emily, I also used to train myself whenever I see someone, for example, cut me off as if they didn't see me. Then I would think of either a family member or close friend who's like that or would drive like that too, and would immediately calm down, and sometimes it would make me laugh instead.
No, please stop doing that. That's Master YongHua style. We appear chant, okay? You don't make an excuse. You're only replacing a knowledge and view by another one. I don't like that style. Do you understand, Emily? You say, someone is wrong to cut me off, but he's like my brother, he's like my relative, I forgive him. So you still are clinging on to views. There's no liberation. Don't be Chinese. You're not Chinese, are you? Okay, let the Chinese do it their style. What we do is the way I taught you. Okay? Please stop it. Don't add more views. Okay? Yeah. I should look at them as my mother, as my father, as my brother. Losers. Questions? All right. Yeah, it works. But I have a problem with that in general because it works. It frees you from that view, but that makes you slave to another view, which to me is not good enough. Does it make sense to you? Still refuses to say anything. Okay, 15. The assembly knelt and the master said, the first is the precept refuge, which is simply your own mind. When free from error, evil, jealousy, greed, hatred, oppression, and harming.
众胡贵，诗曰：一戒香，即自心中无非无恶，无嫉妒，无贪嗔，无结害，名戒香。
Is that 嫉 or 忌? I think it's 嫉妒 or is it 嫉妒? I don't think so. It's 嫉妒. Okay, so the fivefold Dharma body. So first one, remember, is precept, samadhi, wisdom, liberation views, and knowledge. Okay, those are the things that you create merit and virtues by being that way. Okay, it's called passive income in Buddhism. Passive cultivation. Yeah, cool. Okay. So, what is this precept refuge? And this is what I love about Master Huineng. When he teaches things, he's not using words. It's about what? What do you do? It's not knowledge. He says, what is this precept refuge? He says, you guard your mind, okay? Free from errors. Don't make mistakes. You know it's a mistake, stay away from it. Don't steal. Don't kill. Don't lie. Very simple rules, okay? It's actions, not just concepts. Please don't look at this as, oh, now I know what to do with precept refuge. No, it's about what are you doing in that to attain, to create merit and virtue. Your mind refrains from making mistakes. Is that clear? Okay? Don't yell at your daughter. That's a mistake. Don't curse at the other drivers. Okay? Think of them as Greek immigrants. Never mind. Okay? Free from error. Don't think it's okay. It's a mistake to keep on making mistakes and feel it's justified to make mistakes. No. It's a mistake. Okay? Don't make the mistake. Okay? Easier one. Evil. You know, evil because you are turned off yourself. Yes? You do things that really turn you off. Anyone? For me, it's daily. Look myself in the mirror. Never mind. Anyone would like to share her stories? Never mind. Okay, so evil. You know, it's so evil because it bothers you. It turns you off. It's not about whether others know or not. It's you who disapprove of yourself. That's what we're talking about. You don't like yourself being this evil. You're not proud of yourself. You're jealous. Of course, my disciples never had a problem. When I said someone has reached fourth stage Arhat, the others who are low level, say, why not me? They never think like that, do they? Why is it so easy for her and so hard for me? I tell you why. Because she's been my disciple longer than you have. Many more lifetimes. Okay, there's no need to be jealous. Instead, be happy for them. Catch your jealousy, your jealous thoughts. Say, it's unbecoming of me to be jealous. I'm ashamed of myself. All right? But jealousy is something that's commonplace because we live together. And it seems like, in my case, I look at my peers, how come they're much better off? They have more temples, more disciples, more money, and so forth. I don't. I work hard, I feel. I lecture, I talk Dharma, I speak Dharma several hours a week. They don't even speak Dharma. I have close to 20 mouths to feed. They don't have any disciples. It seems unfair. Why am I doing this again? Okay? Because I'm not jealous. I think. Okay? Don't be jealous. It's so petty of you. You're better than that. Instead, be happy for them. You see, when you have this jealous thought, don't you ever have a jealous thought, Mickey? Then what do?
I remember the chapter 40, universal door or universal worthy, and he says, rejoice in merit and virtue.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's usually one you're jealous of, the one that you like. That really bothers me. You know, like someone who's really a good, close friend, and, you know, he get a promotion, or, you know, he gets recognition, or we work together, you know, at work. We collaborate, and he gets a recognition, I don't. You feel jealous, don't you?
Yeah, but I know I'm wrong, but I want to be happy for them.
Why are you jealous?
Because I don't feel I'm looking outside for people to approve of me. It's just it's.
Master Xianqie, why are you jealous? 2.
If I feel that I'm not good enough.
That's depression. That's not jealousy. You in the back. Why are you jealous, boy?
Master, usually that I have to work the same thing. I did the same thing at them, and then they got better than me. That's why I'm jealous.
You're jealous because you do the same thing, but somehow
they got promotion better than me, or I put more work onto it and ended up did not get
it's
what
so
I
unfair.
received. Life is unfair.
Yeah, life is really sucks when you work so hard. They get the recognition, get promotion, so forth.
Yeah,
right?
I beat her about it.
Dang it! It's at work. It happens all the time. It's a dang thing again. Anyone? Why are you jealous? Why are you jealous? Why do he says you free from jealousy? So how do you free yourself from jealousy? You say, this man says, according to universal worthy teaching, rejoice in others' merit and virtue. That's the next step up, my friend. But before that, what are you supposed to do? Anyone? Yes, sir. 9.
Master, this is not an answer, rather it's more of a question. It seems to me that jealousy and other afflictions, as we're taught, stems from our attachment to something. So the question for myself and for the Sangha is, what is that thing?
Yeah, why am I jealous?
But doesn't it come from something specific, some specific attachment?
How often do you ask yourself that?
Every day.
Every day.
Not just jealousy in general, but...
No, I'm talking jealousy. No. It's to be very specific. Don't confuse. Don't muddy up the waters. I want to talk about jealousy right now. Okay? One thing, concrete thing. Why are we jealous? Why are you jealous? Everyone, anyone. Yes, 5. Why are we jealous? See, that's a problem. When we have this problem called I'm jealous, and you say, why are you jealous? I say, I don't know. Meaning you know you've been jealous all this time. Yes? And yet you don't know why you're jealous. How are you going to fix it? You don't know why you're jealous. Finally 8. You know why you're jealous?
I really like to eat sour stuff.
So you're jealous?
They say if you eat sour stuff, you're jealous.
It's so Chinese. God. So she says it's a sour stuff. Yes, 4.
You have a greedy mind, so that's why you're jealous.
Greedy mind, you're jealous. Yes, go for us.
Thank you, Master. I think it's because that one person is not happy with themselves, so they only look outside but not look within.
They're not happy themselves, looking outside, looking for external rewards. Anyone else? 8.
We're jealous because we don't have wisdom to see the cause.
Wisdom to see the cause. That's what I'm asking you about. Don't tell me generalities. Why are you jealous? Anyone else? I'll tell you why I am jealous. Would you like to know? But then it's my secret. Why should I tell you? Then it'll be on the internet. Master YongHua is very jealous of a person. Why am I jealous? I can tell you why, but don't tell anyone else. It's funny? No, it's not funny. You're not taking me seriously. If I told you, don't tell anyone else. YongHua, swear to God. He just sits there, I'm not listening to you. I'm in samadhi. I have the samadhi liberation body already. Go first.
Thank you, Master. So one can be jealous because they know they're not good enough.
No, they're good enough. Anyone else? Why are you jealous? Because all you can think of is yourself. All you try to do is to benefit yourself. And the more you try to benefit yourself, the more, what happens? The more, would you like to say it? The more you try to benefit yourself, the more miserable you become. When are you going to wake up to that fact? If you try to benefit yourself, you feel worse, don't you? And for some of you in particular, you are so scared to face it and you deny that. You don't dare look at it. You don't dare look at the fact that when you're jealous, it's because you only care for yourself. That's it. No one else. No one else in the world do you care for but yourself. That's why you are miserable. Why do you think I sit by myself? No one wants to be near me. That's miserable. All right? Next, greed. Never enough. You want more and more and more and more. It's not just for yourself. It's just the greed that I just want more. Another car, bigger house. Huh? You just want more and more and more for no reason. I notice after I shave my head, I have this habit that I picked up from my prior life. It's called hoarding. Sounds familiar? You want to hoard. That's greed. Hoarding is greed. Bless you. Anyone would like to relate the story about how you hoard? So in Buddhism, for Sanghas like us, originally under the Buddha's time, during the Buddha's time, you all get 3 sashes for clothing. And now we have all sorts of things, inside, outside, watches and everything else. Back when the Buddha, 3 sashes, that's it. No hoarding. Now we can hoard because we are weak. We need to have more to keep us interested. Hatred. Hatred is blaming others for your misery. Okay? Then the way we interpret ourselves is that they're so wrong. I hate them. I hate you because you're wrong. But actually, you're using them as an excuse for you to be unhappy. Because deep down, you're unhappy already. You can't fool me. Know what I'm talking about? You're unhappy already. And you blow up at someone to let out your anger, vent your anger, and then use it as an excuse only, that person as a punching bag. But actually, you are miserable. It's not their fault. You're miserable already. Anyone? Yes, Mickey.
Is there a difference between hatred and anger?
Hatred is stronger than anger. I hate you, but I'm angry at you. It's different. Oppression and harming. Okay? Oppression is to impose your will on others. I hated it. When I first shaved my head, I hated stupid people telling me what to do. It bothered me tremendously. You're supposed to train me and you're a peasant? You stupid? Yuck. And you force me to do things? So I will outsmart you. Find ways not to do it. Okay? Oppression and harming. 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 It pertains to your mind. You mean harm to others. No one knows when you mean harm. How can you like yourself if you're like that? I'm asking you. All you have is harming thoughts for others because they displease you. And that's why you have no foundation in your spiritual pursuit, in your path to liberation. You are building, you're treading on quicksands if you ignore your mistakes, your evil mind, your jealous mind, your greedy mind, your hateful mind, your oppressive mind, and your harming mind. Well, I know it's a lot for you to remember, but just to remember one or two, work on one or two at a time. All these are what we are all guilty of. Questions and comments? If not, we stop here today. Thank you all. Questions? I just stopped already. What do we call that? Error, evil, jealousy, greed, hatred, oppression, harming. Harming. Okay, go ahead. God, I'm refraining myself from harming.
How do I stop being jealous?
How do you stop from being jealous? You asking me?
Yeah.
How do you stop from being jealous?
Because I know I shouldn't be jealous, and I know, like, I want that person to be happy, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh man, like that's so cool. Like I wish I could do something like that, but also like I want to be happy for this person, but inside me it's hard to be happy for that person. There's still something stopping me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because as I explained earlier, you're jealous because you put yourself ahead of everyone else. Don't be like that. It's a recipe for disaster, for misery. This is what people, they say, I'm justified. I work so hard, therefore, like Hung says, I work so hard, but I don't get promoted. What's fair? It's so unfair. Life's so unfair. My master's so unfair. My boss is so unfair. It's always someone else's fault. But actually, it's your fault because that's all you can think of is me, me, and me. So what do you do when you don't want to think of me, me, and me? You think of you, you, and you. Don't think of me, me, and me. You, you, you. Change the paradigm. Don't be so focused on yourself. Focus on how do you think of you, you, you. Make your life be meaningful by not trying to benefit yourself and getting what you want, but benefit someone you care for. That's what life really means. You only live to benefit yourself and please yourself, make yourself happy. Trust me, people will run away from you, you, and you. But if you spend your life trying to benefit others, even at your own expense, guess what? They come and suck your blood. You have a lot of friends. Make sense? Very simple. Stop thinking yourself. Stop plotting for yourself. Plot for others. Help others. This is not what worldly people are taught to think. They always train at school, at the classes they take. They all train to benefit themselves. Me, and me. I don't care what your excuses are. It's about, when you think about it, it's about benefiting you. You like it. I need to like it. I need to be comfortable. I need to be happy. That's why you're never happy. You never have enough. When you try to benefit others, you see a change in your life very quickly. All right? Thank you, everyone. See you next time.